Hi, Captain Steve for Ocean Life Network, and today I am on an exciting new launch from Fountain Powerboats, the 39DX. This is a dual console boat that brings Fountain into the realm of family fun. Let me show you what I mean as I do a full features inspection and performance evaluation. First place I want to start is right here in this main deck area. I don't want to say cockpit because I want to encompass the whole space here. This spot right here, 3 feet 6 inches by 6 feet 11 inches, so there's plenty of open space, but there's also versatility, this being one of them that offers maximum seating and again, open space. We can also shorten up the seating a bit, add a fishing package, which brings us into a live well, some rocket launchers, live well in the back, rigging station, storage for your gear, and we can also get another one that has a shorter couch in the back and then dual access points to the transom. While we have that versatility, we also have a lot of open space. This is a very roomy boat. Part of that roominess comes from the fact that Fountain took full advantage of this boat's 11-foot 3-inch beam. This is the sport package that we've got in this seating arrangement right now. There's up to 3 different stitch patterns, and you can also pick the piping, or we can just go with a basic that's got 2 different colors. It's up to you. Most important aspect is all this is done in-house. And we can even add more to the comfort level of this area by extending the optional Sureshade awning. To the starboard side, take a look at this nice feature here, a standard dive door. Usually we see somewhere next to this, there's a ladder that you got to pull out of storage. This one here, look at this. You simply open up the deck hatch and out comes the ladder. How convenient is that? How's this for continuity? We've got color matching to the sides, the hardtop, and then the upholstery colors. The hull color, well, hull number 1, they left it white because, well, it's kind of a blank canvas, but you can get up to 16 color choices and the graphics, the list goes on and on. So it's really rare that you're going to pick a choice and have it coming in the other direction from someone else. Pretty much what you see is a one-off every time. Moving forward and underneath the standard hardtop, we've got a galley over to the starboard side, and in keeping with the theme of making this boat as roomy as possible, it's a minimalist galley, but it's still quite nicely equipped. It includes Corian counters. We lift this up, we've got an electric grill. I'd like to see a electric cutoff switch, and Fountain tells me that they are going to add this being hull number 1. It'll be on the next models. Underneath that, refrigerator. There's a sink with a removable surface, and this stores right underneath, so it's got dedicated storage. Corian counters continue in an L behind the helm seat, so there's plenty of prep area for doing your kitchen work. Over to the opposite side, powder coated handrail, beverage holders. These all have drains in them, so condensate is not a problem. It's not going to collect in the bottom there. And then we've got seating that again has versatility. We can go with a forward-facing lounge seat. We can go with this L-shaped seating, a shorter L-shaped seat. But the point being, it's all comfortable and all of this seating has storage underneath it. We've got a table that also gets dedicated storage, and there are also 2 tables that can go into the aft cockpit area. All of this area being under the protection of the hardtop, 6 feet 11 inches off the deck. Now, a lot of engineering went into this hardtop as well. Notice how the windows go all the way up. We don't have an open space at the top that needs to be filled in with isinglass. That means we've got excellent visibility all around, and more importantly, if we want to, we can have drop-down isinglass in the back, and then this whole area can be climate controlled with a 16,000 BTU reverse cycle heat and air conditioning. Adding to the good visibility is the fact that this seating is on a 9-inch elevated platform. I can't help but notice the welcome design feature of having a single level deck from bow to stern. Continuing forward, there's 2 things I like right here. Firstly, the air dam helps us operating on those not so warm days, and we've also got a sliding window that opens up, and it's a manual slide, which means it's going to be working decades down the road. I like that over electric. Look at this 23-inch wide walkthrough where the standard is typically 19 inches. The bow area has a lot of versatility. First of all, wraparound seating, Comfortable lounge seating to both sides. We can also get a filler cushion that goes in the middle, and then we can have a panel that comes here so that we have 3 across forward-facing lounge seating. Very unique feature right there. 23 inches between the 2 bolsters, so we're not knocking knees together, and all this is under the protection of 23-inch high bulwarks. To both sides, powder-coated rails, beverage holders, small area to put your stuff in. I'd like to see that be either padded or perhaps add the addition of an inductive charger so I can just put my cell phone down, but we also have wired charging because there's USB connectivity just behind. I see 2 speakers here. There are 12 throughout the boat. You can get them with painted grills. They're connected to the premium level JL audio system. In addition to the 12 speakers, there are 2 subwoofers. Also in this area, sockets, 2 to the stern, 2 forward, so we can put carbon fiber poles. That will support a sunshade. You can get that in either gray or black, and that means that this entire boat can be under shade from bow to stern. A pedestal table can be added into the center. There's storage in the deck that is self-draining. There's additional storage right underneath the forward seat, and that is insulated storage, so go ahead and fill it up with ice. I can also see that it is self-draining. What we do not have is storage under these seats because we've got a head over to one side and a day cabin over to the other side. Let me show you those. To the starboard console, we have a head compartment, and it's really roomy actually. Access from a 15-inch step and then a 9-inch step. Headroom is a minimum of 5 feet 7 inches. There's a sink with a pull-out sprayer, more Corian counter, and plenty of storage. Electric flush head with a pump out. I also like how this door is held open by a magnetic catch. Nice touch there. Over to the port hand side, I mentioned that there's a day cabin, and let's talk about why that's how I'm referring to it as. Reason being, it's a little bit small, minimalistic, still got the same headroom. We're not really sleeping a couple down here. This boat isn't designed as a weekender, but what we are doing, perhaps, using this as storage, maybe putting the kids down there, giving them some air conditioning, thanks to the 6,000 BTU air conditioning system for the lower decks. There's a microwave and plenty of storage down here. Notice there's also a filler cushion. We can pull that out, and then we turn the area into a sofa. Now let's transition over to the operational features of the boat. First, we'll start with the most obvious, the helm. Twin 16-inch displays on this panel. Notice that we've also got the entire boat connected to C-Zone, so we have all the electrical controlled right from this panel. Additionally, we have hard control switches for the more important things, the stuff you need right away. You don't want to go looking for the electrical switch on the C-Zone. So that's things like the bilge pump, the horn, the lighting. We've also got a physical knob for the premium sound system. The compass is mounted directly in line with the helm. The steering wheel is mounted to a tilt base. Digital electric controls are over to the right-hand side. Trim tab controls just ahead of that. And I'm very happy to see that there's air conditioning vents pointing right to the operator. And again, that's connected to the 16,000 BTU air conditioning system. Up above is a 9-inch vessel view display and the control panel for the Seakeeper 3 gyro stabilizer. Underneath the seat, there's a flip-down footrest. In future models, there'll also be a footrest underneath the console and additionally a flip-down platform so that we can elevate the operator a bit. At 39 inches, we'll call this helm seat double wide. There's a full-length flip-up bolster and flip armrest to both sides. In the center of the hardtop is an opening sunroof. It's electrically actuated. Notice the nice combing around it that's padded, and this is all standard. At the aft bulkhead in the head compartment, there's the vessel's main power panel with switching for the 12-volt systems and each of the 2 110-volt systems. At the bow, notice a continuation of the non-skid decking. Open up the hatch, and there's a remote control over the Lumar windlass, and that leads to a through-the-stem anchor roller. There's also a cleat right alongside to take the load off of the windlass when we're at anchor, and easy access to the road storage underneath. Another nice feature is there's also a fresh and saltwater washdown in the anchor locker. Fresh water for when you're getting the chain and everything's coming up, but when you've got that anchor full of gunk, you don't want to use up your fresh water. For that, use the raw water, clean that up, and then finish it off with fresh water. Nice touch fountain. In addition to the remote control, we can also control this windlass from the panel at the helm. To both sides are 7-inch pull-up cleats, and notice that they're logoed. A couple of thoughtful features on the overhead. LED light bars. The VHF antenna is on an electrically actuated tilt mechanism. as is the nav light. That will go up automatically once the light is turned on. While we do have a boatload of standard features on here, there are also some options available. Some we've already mentioned, like the Seakeeper gyro, the extendable sure shade awning. We've also got an infrared night vision camera, the radar antenna up above. The list goes on and on. Here's another nice touch, fender clip. So you can tie the fender onto the clip and then just add it to the socket. There are 3 on each side. At the stern, well, there's a lot going on here. First of all, it's accessed through a door to the starboard side. Remember, I already mentioned that you can get another door to the port hand side in a different configuration. But here, it's the one door. We've got 2 30-amp shore power connections. Right underneath that is the city water inlet. There's a shower over to the starboard side, and we've got easy access all the way across, so it's a great service area for the engines. And as far as the engine packages go, we've got triple 400 horsepower V10s right here. You can go with triple 300s, the 400s, or 500s. The overwhelming majority is getting this package right here, the triple 400s. And I like the thoughtful addition of adding a single point freshwater flush for all 3 engines. We've got a breaker switch for the 2 shore power cords, and there's a fresh and raw water washdown just ahead. A hatch in the center of the cockpit deck leads us to a mechanical room, for lack of a better term. This is where we're going to find our optional 8 kW generator, all of our filters, our sea strainers, our through-hull fittings, bilge pumps, all of it located in one place. Everything I've shown you is built on the tried and true performance hull platform that Fountain is so well known for. So let's get out on the water and see how she performs. Fountain's 39DX has a length overall of 39 feet, a beam of 11 feet 3 inches, and a draft of 28 inches. By starting out with an empty weight of 16,000 pounds and adding 59% fuel plus 3 people on board during our test, we come up with an estimated test weight of 18,110 pounds. We had a triple set of 400 horsepower Mercury V10s, turning 16 by 25 Revolution X 4-bladed props, pushing those to a max of 6,400 RPM, and we were running at 70.4 miles per hour in one direction and 69.5 in the opposite direction. That means we had an average speed of 70 miles per hour. That's impressive in and of itself, but when we backed the throttles off to 4,500 RPM, we found our best economic cruise to be at 44.7 miles per hour. At that speed, the 44.8 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 1 mile per gallon at a range of 382 miles, all while still keeping a reserve of 10% of our 425 gallon total fuel capacity in the bank. Now, if we read into this data a bit more, then we can see that this boat has a best cruise setting that's much faster than others we've tested and burns less fuel doing it. That's the benefit of a performance hull design. In acceleration tests, we pinned the throttles and came up on plane in an average 4.3 seconds, continued past 20 miles per hour in 7.2, through 30 in 11.3, and 40 came and went in 15.6 seconds. If you ever wanted to feel like you were driving a race boat, this is it. Come on aboard and you'll get that feeling. It's a performance hull, so drive it like you mean it. Looking closely at this performance hull, we not only see dual steps adding to the speed, but notice how the contours of the topside are molded so as to curve down and blend into those steps. That's a very cool look, and it'll be highlighted even more with the many graphics choices available. Don't baby this thing. Get on the throttle, get it going, get it up to where she wants to be. She wants to run fast, so let her run fast. Best to start with the trim tabs in the down position. That gets the boat up on plane quicker, keeps the bow down. Once you're up on plane and cruising, bring those tabs back up. Now, you can be judicial with those tabs. Fountain's kind of like trim, so you can be judicial with those tabs. Add a little bit just to keep you on an even plane, and it's very sensitive to trim, so you don't need a lot. Don't go nuts with the trim tabs, but get on that throttle. You want to bring the engines up to about 40% on that trim, and then you'll be in your best attitude for cruising along, and you can just get some nice speed out of this boat. It feels great. It doesn't feel like you're going that fast. You look at the speedometer, and it's like, okay, did not realize I was doing that. Because it's a big boat and it just has that big boat feel. Doesn't feel like it's going as fast as it actually is. But once you look at the GPS speeds, you'll be surprised at how fast you're actually going. And you'll find that this boat is more efficient at those higher speeds than something with a smaller engine or two engines that's made for cruising, 30 knots, something along those lines. You're doing better with the economy and going faster in this boat. So it's a win all around. Aside from all of that, there's a great comfort level on board and a comfort level just driving the boat. It's really nice. The 39DX is an exciting new design for Fountain. It's the first dual console boat to come out of their shipyard, and it's a refreshing combination of a family day boat, a 3-season boat, and a performance boat, all rolled into one. Every time I'm on a Fountain, it just impresses me with how well it handles, not even just going along and at speed, but through choppy conditions, crossing wakes, things along those lines, and especially if you get offshore. These are such great performing boats. But more importantly is having this kind of handling characteristic transferring over into a family power boat. That's a real combination that you just don't see very often, but you are seeing it on the 39DX. And that's my full features inspection and performance evaluation. For Ocean Life Network, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.